This is Gary Kay, and it's day one of InfoComm 2013 here in Orlando. And I know a lot of people out there have been wondering what I'm about to ask Mr. Wim Buyens from Barco, Senior Vice President of Projection, right?
That's right, yes.
And everybody's kind of wondering what's going on with the merger between Barco and Projection Design. I mean, one thing I did notice is that there was a lot of question of whether you were going to keep the Projection Design name, and so far you have, and I'm happy because I wrote a blog about that suggesting that you do keep it because there's a lot of value in that name. Right. But I'd sort of like to get an overall kind of update on how that's going.
So we are now 6 months into the, let's say, acquisition, right? So the first couple of months, is always the toughest, I say. So what we did is the first month is we were very clear about our objectives. So for us, it's important to bring the portfolios together. It's very complementary, and I think that's what we did. We also made changes to the organization. We did that relatively quick and swift. And then we said, okay, let's see how we can build the organization further for growth. So if you start doing that, then of course it's how do we motivate the sales force? How do we give them more tools? How do we bring the portfolio together? But also, like you said, what do we do with the branding? So one of the things we did is, the projection design company for us and the asset they have is key. That's why we bought it. Right. So we want to keep that. So what we did is we had an external company looking at what is the branding worth, so what are the attributes and how do we make sure we keep that. So we are working through a process of that. So today you see us using the projection design brand. We will continue using it as long if it makes sense. Migrating over time to the Barco brand, of course, is obvious, but there will be parts of the business where the projection design brand is good and is strong, and that's where we also want to use it. So
right, and also there's no you probably already have a master plan and don't care what I think, but there's value, and even if you don't use projection design as a separate company or brand, it could still be a product line of Barco.
But that's the thing also. I think from a brand, it's going to be a company brand, of course, it's going to be Barco, right? It's 100% acquisition. But on the other hand, from a product line in certain segments, the projection design brand is very strong. Right. And so we definitely want to keep that. And also for, many of our partners been working with the type numbers and so on. And we don't want to have any distraction in that. So for us, it's not about the ego of our brand. It's about how to continue the business and how to grow the business. And with that, projection design is an important asset.
Yeah, here in the United States, the rest of the world's different. But here in the United States, Barco's got a much higher brand recognition than Projection Design. So I think, if anything, you're helping them quite a bit. But you could have different distribution channels for different product lines and maintain that over time, couldn't you?
That's true, but if you look at Projection Design, they work very much via channels. So we'll continue using very much that channel kind of approach. But there are markets where, like cinema and other markets, where typically Barco plays, where we go more direct. Right. So it depends on the market segment, if you use channels or not. But I think the going global with the projection design product and technology, it is something new. Because today Projection Design is a great, and was and still is a great technology company, but not had the muscle necessarily to be that global presence. And that is a leverage which Barco gives now to them. And I think that's also what we're looking forward. So.
Yeah, and so far it's gone really well. I think, I congratulate you, and I think that you're doing the right things. Turning my attention a little bit to the products, right. Tell us a little bit about what your sort of, Collaborate's obviously a big theme of yours here at the show, both companies. Yeah. Tell us what the big 2 or 3 things you're hoping to accomplish or push here at InfoComm.
Yeah, so I think it's important that we get the products together, right? So at InfoComm for us, it's important to bring products already together, right? It's 6 months. And you can say, what can you accomplish product development in 6 months? But we can do a lot. Yeah. So we have brought new projectors to the market. We've added also the ClickShare technology to it. This is what the Collaborate we see behind us, which is important for us for meeting rooms and collaboration spaces. But we also brought in the simulation space, projected together, and made the positioning stronger. So existing partners of both companies right now, of Projection Design and Barco, get a broader portfolio. And in that sense, it's been interesting to say that the complementary of the portfolio is very strong. So we had not to take too many products away which were overlapping. And because we had chosen the theme of joining forces, it is the sum of both. It is not one bigger than the other. And that has, I think, created the right dynamics within that. So in the end, products is what it's all about, because that's what our customers are buying. But into the meeting rooms, into simulation, into scientific visualization, visitor attraction, which is more in the entertainment space, we have really seen us being bundling things together. High brightness on one hand, which is then typically the free chip projectors. Then we have the special color tuned and the single chip projectors from Projection Design, and together really they give a broad portfolio. And in multi of those segments we have seen customers being responding very positive to that. So
yeah, in fact that's Projection Design sort of famous for those unique, unusual application projectors, and I think one of the ones I'm most impressed with, as I've always liked, is since it came out, was the 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio projector. I don't even remember what it's called now. It's 2560 resolution by 1080. There you go.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And so will we see more of that? Is that what projection design will sort of focus on, or will you see more of that from both companies?
Yeah, I think projection design, I mean, it's important that their competence today and is very much about single chip technology, right, where we're going to integrate, you're going to, LED, let's say illumination, you will see us coming up with laser illumination clearly. But we want to bring that competence what they have about miniaturization, silent projectors across the portfolio, where we have some of the other aspects on Barco from a cooling perspective, from how we deal with some engines, bring that back to the projection design. So in the end, we have two competence centers which work into global, let's say, into roadmaps where we combine different things. But it's important that we try to get the best of both. It's the internal competition on that. There's no value for that, So it's very important that we keep that in roadmaps which are well aligned. And today, I think the two teams have been very responsive and very happy with each other. I mean, it was interesting, to say that we brought the two technology teams together and we said, look what you're both doing. And it was interesting that both teams were very impressed with each other. And that's the kind of gelling you need to have.
Right. One team didn't feel like that they had something better than the other.
No, that's right. And I think this is when I look at other acquisitions in this industry, that's sometimes what goes wrong, right? And it's not because one is bigger that is better, right? And I think that's also clearly the message we have been giving. And projection design have very specific customers which go for that extra touch. Right. If it's now design, is it these extra features? And that's really what we want to bring. But bring it more scalable, meaning bring it in more, bigger markets, being able to bring it more global, I think will benefit both companies. And that's really what we're doing. But you will see us doing combined technology projects. You will see us, we're going to come up with a new platform relatively soon, end of this year. So things which will be brought, production of that will be in Norway, will be in China. So you see us leveraging the different factories, the competence centers, in really trying to get more technology faster to the customers.
So at ISE next year, will we see two booths, or you think we'll have one combined booth?
That's an interesting one. No, I think we will have one combined booth. I mean, it's clear that, of course, the acquisition 6 months ago, we didn't have of the booths already decided, and that maybe wasn't too bad, because right now we kept a good identity of projection design, which is important. But no, we will move to one booth. It will have to be one family, and that's also what we are already, but also showing to the external. But clearly keeping the identities and keeping the competences of the two companies. So.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you spending the time with me today. And of course, if you want more information on Barco, you can go to barco.com. And if you want more information on projection design, you can probably get there through barco.com, but they also have their own site, projectiondesign.com. Thank you for coming today. Congratulations, and best of luck to you for the show. This is Gary Kay. We're still going around shooting a lot of videos. In fact, we've already shot individual videos on every Barco product that you introduced here at the show. So all you got to do is go to the top right-hand corner of this page and type in Barco, B-A-R-C-O, in the search box, and you can find all the videos we shot. This is Gary Kay. Thank you.